Hey everybody, welcome to Diwali Design Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole and today we are doing some diamond painting. We're going to be here for a couple of hours getting some stuff in. I've got a heap of stuff I've got to do this afternoon and whatnot. So we're going to do a couple of hours today. Not as long as I would normally like to do, but anyway, a couple of hours is a couple of hours, right? So yeah, all right, how was everybody's weekend? My hands are very dry from being in front of the fire, so I'm going to put some cream on and hopefully that'll stop my hands from being a little bit sore. So yeah, all right, so I managed to finish this section down here on the weekend, and we celebrated Neroli's birthday, and yeah, had a campfire and done all the things and whatnot. So yeah, so all right, let me just get some links and whatnot. I forgot to share because no one will probably know that I'm live, so I am going to get the shareable link and I'm going to share it over onto Facebook and all the things. So let me know in the comments how your weekend was, what craft you worked on. Did you do any crafting? Yeah, let me know in the comments. I'll just get rid of, I've sort of, I got up early this morning and I got some stitching in and had a cuppa, but I feel like I'm already running behind. I've just on my to-do list mentally in my head, so I've also got to get that out of my head as well. Wow, the sun just came out. It was very dark and gloomy here. So yeah. Boom. All right. Copy. Also been dealing with difficult customers this morning. So yeah, it's all happening. All right, so that is shared to Facebook. Let me go here over to Discord and get that up. So yeah. So yeah, let's share that to my friends. There we go. Come on, Discord, open up. It's very casual morning. It's Monday. Had a pretty big weekend. Brennan and I were by the campfire and, you know, sat up for hours. In fact, we sat up until 10 to 6 in the morning and then slept our morning and day away on Sunday. So I don't know whether that was a good thing or not, but it was great. Like we just had, we worked out some stuff and all that sort of things. And yeah, had a great night. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It's been a hot minute since I've done a whole, you know, stay up all night, sleep all day one on that. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. 100% enjoyed it. I thought it was absolutely fabulous. Would I do it again this week, coming weekend? Probably not. That might wreck me a bit, but every now and again it's good for the soul, right? A little bit cathartic and all the things. So yeah, all right. I think that'll do me. All right, let's get back over here. All right, so I have just shared that. All right, hopefully we get a few more people come and join us today. But anyway, we're going to be working. I've just got to shift some stuff. Let me just shift that over so we can see what's going on. I've got it like I've got hooks holding stuff in place because it's such a big canvas. It's rolled up on my lap. I don't know if you can see or not, but it's rolled. No, I don't think you can. It's rolled up and it's just sitting on my lap. So yeah, but anyway, Savannah's sneaking out of the house.
Not very well.
No, not very well at all.
I don't think the house wants you to sneak. I'll be back.
All right, have a good day, hon.
Oh, you needed me to get something bok choy.
Oh yeah, just some bok choy.
Okay.
And some instant coffee if you're going to Aldi.
Foil.
Yes. Yeah, because I've got to do those.
Yeah.
What's it called? Thingamajiggies.
Yeah.
Doohickey things. Spinach and feta rolls is what the words I'm looking for. All right, so we've already got one eye done. You can just see it there. So we've got all this done on the weekend. So there was a video that went up yesterday, and let me come down a little bit closer, do a little bit of adjusting because we've got to move the camera a little bit. So I'm just trying to get that to sit nice and straight. There we go. I'm not going to put the backlight on it today because, yeah, it kept blowing out the other day and it was actually really frustrating. So it's a public holiday here today too. So Savannah's got the day off from school because she's becoming a teacher and she's doing all the things. So, yeah, so we're going to work on the next eye. So you can see the eyeball. There's the little nose. Look at the little nose. And that, so it's all coming together, but we're just going to leave the camera just there. And I think we might be able to just move it just a touch. There we go. Oh, come on, camera. Just do as you're told. Right, there we go. So, yeah, I am working my way through my audiobooks. I am reading the I love it. Every time I go live, he sends me a message. Anyway, I am reading, if you haven't been following on my shorts, I'm reading The Butcher's Daughter. This is The Butcher's Daughter, the Heathrow Untold Story of Mrs. Lovett. So this is the story of the vengeful barber Sweeney Todd has gripped fans across the literary stage and screen renditions, but little has been told of Mrs. Lovett Todd's partner in crime until now. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I sort of want to keep listening to it, but I'm going to spend the morning with you guys on that. All right, there's my mouse. Let me just get that out of the way and over here so I can do all the things and see who's joined us today. So we have Christina. Welcome on in. I'm a little bit all over the place because it's Monday, right? Hello, Christina. Welcome on in. I finished the Ballad of the Falling Dragons and now just vibing and watching and working on a new diamond painting. I started last night to finish the book, and I am almost finished with it. It is a bit different. Nice. Also, I love this little poem. A cross patch, draw the latch, sit by the fire and spin. Take a cup and drink it up, and then call the neighbours in. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Molly's also here. I don't get to read Falling Dragon until September, which gives me sad face. That sucks. On that. It's such a popular book at the moment. So yeah. And hello and welcome on in. Hello to Molly. Chris is also here. I have 3 arcs due this week, so need to review them. Yeah, I have 10 books to review after this one. So that is something else I'm doing this afternoon. I'm going to make a start on that, and I'm going to do a couple each day because I don't want to get to the end of the month and have 30 bloody reviews to do. I have DNF'd one book. I got to 45% and I just went, I'm done on that. It just wasn't holding my attention or anything like that. It was jumping all over the place. And yeah, and it's normally something that I read and enjoy. It was a World War II story. And yeah, I couldn't get there. So I moved on to a horror instead. So anyway, so that'll reflect that. I've actually haven't done a TBR video or anything this month because I was reading the audiobook. So my TBR is going up daily on the BookTube channel as a little short. So you know what book I'm reading. Okay, there it is. I'm like, now what have I done with my placer? So yeah, so I thought that would be a little bit different. I'm enjoying it. So yeah. Nerily ended up going out and partying on the weekend. And her sister picked her up 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock in the morning. On that. We were drinking, so we couldn't we were having a few drinks around there. Actually, I was quite surprised because Brennan actually had a drink with me as well. And he doesn't drink. He hasn't drank since Savannah was 4 or 5 weeks old, maybe even less, 2 weeks old. He gave up drinking when she was born, and he's never like, I think he's maybe had 1 drink in all that time, maybe 2. But yeah, he had a drink with me and it was great. We were just sitting there chilling in front of the campfire. It's a good night. Sometimes stargazing and just chit-chatting. We got this like mattress that we got rid of ages ago, and we've just got that there so we can lay it down. And so we were just laying in the workshop yard with the campfire and stargazing. It was great. I think just what the soul needed, because yeah, I was just speaking to Brendan before and he said that yeah, it feels really good today and feels like we've got a plan going forward, because he's been feeling a little bit lost with work and stuff, because he's just, as you know, he's scaling back. His back is sore again, I think just from the cold, because the weather sort of chopped and changed a little bit. But we got this spray for his back now, and we sprayed it on him last night. He was being a tough guy. He goes, "No, I don't need it," and all the rest of it. So I just circumnavigated him, and got Savannah to grab it on the way over, and then just gave it to him, and put some on his back. And while we're eating dinner last night, because Neralee's got work early in the morning, so she doesn't necessarily come over on a Sunday, but sometimes she does, like during the day, so we'll have lunch with her or whatever. But Savannah for the last few weeks has been coming over every Sunday at 4 o'clock, and we just, you know, get ready for dinner and all the rest of it. So I last night we had nachos and pizza, homemade pizza. So, and the reason we had homemade pizza is because I was making some for Brendan to put in the freezer for during the week. So we just made chicken and bacon and chicken barbecue pizzas. And they're just on the little tortillas. I just used the little tortillas as the bases, and it's pretty good. A single serve. It's perfect. So yeah, so he's happy he's got those, and he probably would have had one of those for breakfast this morning, to be honest. So yeah. And so yeah, so we were just sitting there and talking and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, so Savannah picked her up, and because whenever Savannah's in town, if Neralee goes out, because Savannah's not someone that goes out, she's just not interested in it. Like, she does go out with her friends and stuff occasionally, but for the most part, she's not interested in going out clubbing or anything like that. And so yeah, because we were having a few drinks, they organised with one another to because she sent a message to, like, she was messaging us as well because she knew we were awake, and she sent a message to her sister. It says, "Can you come and pick your drunk ass sister out of the gutter?" Like, oh, Neralee. But anyway, she had a good birthday. She wasn't going to do anything for her birthday, and her friends convinced her to go out, which was good, because I always worry that she's being too much of an adult at times. Like, she's forgetting to have fun on that, and she does have a great time when she goes out with her friends and everything, you know. So I'm glad that she went out. On that, I just often worry about her because she's so serious, and you know, life is far too short to not have fun. And so I was really happy that she went out, and even Brendan was too. But yeah, I was quite surprised he had a drink with me on the weekend, which was great. Not that I encourage him to drink or anything, so that's his choice. But every Saturday, I don't. I'm not a huge drinker during the week. I have been known to have a drink here or there during the week if I know I'm not going anywhere. But most weekdays I'm driving, so I just don't drink during the week. And then on Saturdays, I get there. Brendan actually makes me the drink, and it's sitting in the fridge for me. So when I get there, and I just have one. I've got one of these large cups that I got from a tea. Like, it holds 2 cans of soft drink and a little bit of gin in it. So I don't have a super strong one. But it's just nice having a drink and, you know, relaxing. And as I said, we did that beside the fire. We also talked about we are going to be going away in summer this year, but we think that next year we might do a little bit of heading north because Brendan, we've had a bit of a change of weather here, so it's got a little bit colder. It was okay, and then so he gets a lot of joint pains and all that sort of stuff. Apparently he doesn't have arthritis. It is actually something to do with the condition that he has, and like he's probably got a little bit of arthritis these days, but he's had it even when he didn't, like when they said he didn't have any arthritis, and they did scans and stuff like that. So I said to him like the other night, I said, do you think it might be that instead of going away at summer, we go away in winter and head north so it's warmer? And he goes, yeah, I'm thinking that we might have to do that. He goes, but we won't be doing that this year. He goes, but we'll definitely look at doing it next year. So yeah. And I also worked out what I'm going to do for my videos and all that sort of stuff. He's worked out what he's going to do as well for a lot of stuff around the yard and whatnot. So it was actually really good, like just really good to, and because as I said, he's been feeling a bit lost lately, and because he's such a busy person, he's always busy. And so he stopped working. So as he said, I've just been pissing about because I've got to get some direction. So we just sort of sat down and talked about it and made some plans and all that sort of stuff. So it was actually really good. So yeah. And he's moved the van, so because he's got to do some work on the van. So one of the plans is to get a caravan door. So it's like a big transit van. So it's got this big sliding door, and it's quite heavy as well. But it also means that we can't utilize some of the space, right? So when we went away, when we got back from the UK, we sort of thought about it, and then I said, what about a caravan door? I think we actually both came up with the idea pretty much at the same time. And so we had a bit of a look, and there are vans out there that have been modified and with a caravan door. So that's what we're doing. And because he is a welder, boiler maker, that he can do all that. And it doesn't, because the door is a movable part, it actually isn't changing the structure of the van. So we're not cutting into the van. So basically what will happen is the door will get sealed in, and then we'll put the caravan door in, and then that way we've just got a small door, and it also means that we don't have to get a big mosquito net, because he gets nailed by mosquitoes, like nailed. So yeah, so whereas I don't, and so it'll be good because we can still have the door open and secure, and because it was quite hot when we went away. And it wasn't overly hot, but it was still quite warm in the van because there wasn't much of an airflow. So, and you'd have to leave the back doors open because there was no screens on the back either. So you'd have to leave the back doors open, which means mozzies come in. You'd leave the side door open and mozzies come in. So we did have like a netting that you can put over it, and we can use that on the back as well. But we've since put, because when we were away, the wind caught the door and the side window was open, and the door went around and the window smashed. So we went and got some fly screen and just taped it to the inside of the van. And at the instant that we did that, it cooled down in the van quite a bit. And so at night we had that fresh air coming in, and then we had the big netting on the door, but it also meant that the door wasn't locked. And while I have no doubt that my husband could annihilate anybody that came in, I still don't want to put him in that situation. So that's where we thought, well, we'll get the caravan door because we can still have the door open, but it can be locked because it's got like a security lock and stuff. And like some of the places that we're going to go, the chances are that there's not going to be many people there anyway. So we're going to hear people coming. And I'm a fairly light sleeper. So, yeah. But, so we've got that there. So he's got to cut the door and all the rest of it. We've marked it all out and everything. So he's got to cut that and put it in and whatnot. So, we can get that sorted. And the 2 windows are in. So now we've got these windows on the back that actually have a screen part and a sliding window. And then we've got to get another one for the side, because otherwise we'll end up smashing the door again, because the wind just grabbed it and flicked it around. If that side window's open, because it comes out. So the window we've got on the back is flat, but this one on the side comes out and it's on an angle. So it comes around and it just annihilates everything. So the look on his face was priceless on that. And I laughed and he looked at me and I'm like, there's no point in getting upset about it. Like, it's just shit that happens. And but it scared the crap out of both of us. We both must have had a look of shock on our face because we both absolutely crapped ourselves. Chris is saying, I would have DNF'd the Christy bio, but it was short enough to persevered. And hello to Christina. Melissa's also here as well. I'm on my final sprint, but I'll be over after I wrap up. If you're still here, yep, cool, no worries, thank you. Chris says, ever since I read Good Girl, you have been the wild. Ever since you've read Good Girl, you've been the wild one. Fully, I was the wild one before that, I think. Can he see a specialist to get a second or third opinion so he can have more options for treatments? So he's already done that, and the options for treatments don't suit our lifestyle at the moment. So it'll be cortisone shots into his back, but if he gets those, then he has to stay put and can't do anything for 4 weeks. And because we've got a mortgage and he's still got to work and all that sort of stuff, he is just doing homeopathic remedies at the moment. It's not doing any more damage to his back or anything like that. He has he was born with osteoporosis, which means marbling of the bones, which means pain, joint pain. And he also has a blood condition, which means he has too much iron in his blood, and when he has too much iron in his blood, he gets pain. So there's nothing really he can do about it. He can go and get a blood transfusion, but he's just recently got a tattoo, so he has to wait I think another 3 months before he can do a blood transfusion. Like take blood out, not transfusion, sorry, to remove blood from his system. And that way it's supposed to lessen the condition. And he's had this since he was born. Like the genetic, like I don't think the girls have got it, because both the girls have got low iron. So so they don't have that. And Neroli may have the issue with the bone thing, but she's sort of just, she went and got a scan, and basically on her back she has her spine, and then she's also got she's basically got a spine within a spine. Does that make sense? So it's not putting any pressure on the spinal cord or anything like that. She is perfectly fine to walk, run, do all the things on that, but she basically has her spine, okay, which is around her spinal cord, okay, and then around that spine in certain areas there is like another spine around it, okay, but there's nothing in between. So she gets a little bit of back pain because it rubs on that. So she's very mindful of that. We went and got scans, and it's only in 2 parts of her back. It's not her whole spine, it's just in 2 parts. So and when they scan Brendan, they always come out freaking out because he always forgets to tell them. I'm like, you got to stop doing that, mate. Keep freaking the doctors out. So yeah, but anyway, it's just something that we know about, and there's not a lot that they can do for it. It's just a condition that you just have to live with, but you can do subtle changes and stuff to get it fixed. Sadi is also here as well. Hello, welcome on in. Hello to friends. Hey, and Christina was saying hello to Melissa and Sadi, and Monica's here. Hello, welcome on in. How are you, darling? How's your day been? How are you feeling this week? Feeling a bit better? Obviously, you're working from home, unless you've got a public holiday. So here in Queensland, in Brisbane, in southeast Queensland, there's the agricultural shows happening in the past week, last 10 days, I think, and it's the final days of it. So they have here in the South Burnett and I think Toowoomba and the Burnett, we have a public holiday, so people from here can go to the show. And then on Wednesday is the last day of the show, so it's a public holiday in Brisbane. So yeah, so we've got a pretty slow day. It's pretty quiet up here. I don't have a slow day because I work public holidays. Not always, but this one I'm working. I always work the August one because it's just a random public holiday. So today I've got to do a little bit of paperwork. I've got some bills to pay. I've got to do a bit of editing. Got to find some footage. What else do I have to do? Got to finish my book. Plan out some content. Yeah, just, general stuff. Rebecca is also here as well. Hello, Rebecca. Good morning. Welcome on in. How are you? Or good evening, depending where you're watching from. How cute's that nose, though? So cute. So cute. So everybody had a good weekend, which was great. It was actually a really nice weekend. It was a bit coolish at night, but that's, to be expected. We are in winter here. But other than that, it was actually quite a warm day yesterday, and Saturday wasn't too bad either. I got all my chores done and everything, which was good. And I got my video recorded, which was even better. I basically finished the live stream and just hit record and just recorded it and got it up. Because otherwise I would have been mucking around. Narrowly hung out for a little while here and was talking. We chit-chatted for a bit and whatnot, and then she's like, I'm going to go home. And so she went home to have a nap. And then she partied all night and whatnot, hung out with us for a bit. And that, so yeah, she had her chocolate cake. And I forgot I hadn't told Brennan what Savannah put on the cake. So she got a mud cake, which is her favorite cake. And then she got some red icing to write on the cake. And then she's seen it on Pinterest. I thought she's seen it this year. She's seen it 2 years ago. She goes, I've been sitting on this for 2 years. And she put on the cake, congratulations on beating teen pregnancy. And I'm like, oh my God, that's such a sister thing to do. That, and I've told Brendan, and I don't think I've heard him belly laugh like that in a long time. It was so funny. Like, it was very funny. And me and Brendan got her exactly the same present. She loves Mountain Dew. And so we got her some Mountain Dew lollies, and then we wrapped them separately. She opened them up. She just looked at me and like, you guys. She said a few superlatives on that. So yeah. It's a great message on the cake. Yeah, I know, right? It sounds like you guys had a great day. We did. We had a fantastic day. Rebecca says it's Sunday evening here. Where are you watching from, Rebecca? 100. You probably told me before because I recognize your name, so you probably have told me before. But let me know where you're watching from. 104 Fahrenheit out today, so that's like 39 degrees here. And yes, work from home today and feeling much better today. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Nothing worse than feeling poorly and having to work. Ugh. There we go. I think there is a thumbprint on my glasses because I've got cream in my eyeball. I don't know. There's something going on with my eye right now. All right. They are a little bit cleaner. Oh, look at that. I can actually see. So it was a marker. It was a thumbprint on my glasses. From St. Louis. Louis. Is it Louis? St. Louis or St. Louis? USA. Nice. And what are you working on today? Let us know in the comments. I am using these streams, a video a day, to make really good progress on my diamond painting. So I think I've got, I don't have actually that much left. I think I've got another 3 runs this wide and then I'm finished. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to get this done before the end of the month, which means I can work on my fairy and possibly even get my clock done as well. So, because I'm going to continue diamond painting, because that's what I wanted to do. I mean, I possibly could just go to a stitch with me, but I think I get the fairy done, and then I've got to find the other one that I've got as well and try and get some of that done as well. So, because I've got, the clock hasn't been started, but I just want to get it done because it's sitting on the shelf and I need the shelf space. So I figured if I get that done, then I can get it up on the wall, right? And it's another finish. So and then I've just got then I've got a couple of witchy ones that I'm going to do in October as well, because I'm bringing back Spooktober. I'm going to start advertising for that in September. So Toya's joined us. Welcome on in. Hey, Nicole, painting is looking good so far. Thank you. I'm reading a romance called Summer's Echo by Robbie Renee. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Yeah, I'm really surprised how much progress I have made on this in 10 days, because if you remember, I was at the edge of the canvas, and so everybody can know, I keep forgetting to do this, but I do have a little picture. It's not a very clear picture because it's a sticker of what it looks like. So that is the entire painting. It's a Black Cat by Candlelight. It's 39 inches by 27.6 inches, which is 99 centimeters by 70 centimeters. It's called Black Cat by Candlelight by Image World, which is an in-house diamond art club thing. I started this on the 1st of January 2024. I did not work on it very much. I have not worked on it until this month, this year. But I now currently have it this way. So I have done all of this, and this is where we're up to. So as you can see, I don't have a great deal left, and I've done this bottom section already. And so I've only just really got this, what I'm working on today, which is this section here where the second eye is. And then I've just got the bit of the window left and the top of the book. So, and considering, I'm getting this done pretty quick, I think that I might actually have this finished in another 10 days, because I think I've only got 9 spaces left. I'll check afterwards, and I'll be able to say definitively tomorrow, because I'll be back again tomorrow. So yeah, but yeah, I've been I mean, it is a lot of block coloring, so that does make a little bit of sense why it's going so quickly. But yeah, I thought it was going to take me longer, to be honest. I really thought it was going to take me longer. But it's so cute. I got the little nose. Oh, get in there. Just felt one of the diamonds up. There we go. There we go. Clicked in. Can hear Houdini in there running around the house. I swear that cat is off its head. think they woke me up this morning jumping around in the kitchen because I come out and I'm like, where are my cups on the ground? On that, but they were plastic cups, so I don't understand how they made so much noise. And then when I looked in the sink, there was a glass cup in there, so they must have knocked something off the sink into the, like, off the side of the sink into the sink. Because there was a couple of cups there from last night. She keeps going. I'm going to have to crate her at night. Little turnip that she is. So Savannah's gone down to Spotlight this morning. She's gone down to buy some new pillows. It's absolutely fantastic having Spotlight here, I'm telling you. I haven't gone and bought a lot of stuff, but just knowing that it's there is good. And I've got a couple of projects that I'll need supplies for, like quilting projects and stuff. So, yeah. That doesn't sound good. There's a plubber out there carrying on, which means that they must be going to be nesting here somewhere. They are like the dive bomb birds from hell. Christina says, hi, Monica, Rebecca, and Toya. And Sadia says, doing some editing today. Almost done with it, though. Cool. Awesome. I have yet to start. I did set my stitching up today, though, which is good. I set it up on the weekend, but I've got a light out here now, and it's set up on my little office desk over in near the quilt machine as you first come out in the door into the studio. So I can just walk out, put my cuppa down, and start stitching. And yeah, so I did the update on that on the for members, so that was good. And yeah, I was pretty happy that I got that done. It's supposed to rain today. And Brendan's gone down to Brisbane to drop off a car, so he won't be back until later on this afternoon. Oh, I love it when it's cloudy and it's like gonna rain and everything. Like, I just like the general vibe and how quiet my neighborhood is and everything. Now my neighbors are gone, but it's not very motivational either, because you just want to go and get into bed and read and that, or just, watch TV or something like that. Oh, I was so excited on the weekend. One of my favorite TV shows was Parts Unknown by Anthony Bourdain. And it's all on YouTube. So I'm like, yes, I'm going to watch that again. Because for Mother's Day. Yeah, for Mother's Day, Nerily and Savannah got me Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. I've wanted to read his books for ages, and they found it so expensive to buy, and I've just been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. But when I was in England, I kept picking it up, and I didn't buy it while I was in England because I can get it here, and also bringing it back as well. And I kept picking it up. Anyway, Savannah said, when Nerily went to get me a present for Mother's Day, Savannah said, look, Mum picked this up so many times, and I was so rapt. So she got me a reading journal, which I haven't started using yet. She got me a reading journal. I'm thinking that I'm going, because I've got a project next year that I want to do just in my spare time. I want to did you hear that laugh? Yeah, right. Spare time. Anyway, there's a project that I want to do, and that's to read the entire backlist of the Booker Prize from 1969 to present day, right? Which I don't have to do last year's because I've already done that, and I'll already done this year. So up until last year. And I've been slowly but surely getting the books on Kindle and whatnot. So I think I've got the first 3 years now, so I can start it. I'm not going to rush through it or anything like that, but it's just a project that I want to do. So I'm thinking that I am going to use that particular reading journal for that. And then I also want to do the Women's Prize as well. So just some backlisted stuff. So that's sort of the plan. And as I said, I'm not going to rush it. It'll be occasional content. But I would like to just make a documentation of the books that I read. So, and then I've got another reading journal as well that I haven't used, and I'm thinking that I am going to start using it. And because I don't have the Kindle physical books in my library, I think it'll be a good way to keep a track of all the books that I've read, even though I can track that on Kindle, but actually have something that I can flick through, and the kids can flick through and see what I read and all that sort of stuff. It'll also mean that they can look at it if they're going to buy me a book, because they don't always know everything that I read either, especially off the Kindle. So if they're going to buy me a book, they can at least go and have a look at that and not double up, or if they want to buy me a book for a 5-star book, because that's probably the only physical books that I'll buy. I do have Bob the Booker looking, Bob the Book Pusher looking for me for Booker books, and also Women's Prize as well. So, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do next year. As I said, it's not something that I'm going to rush into. I mean, the first couple of years I could probably get through pretty quickly, because there was only I think the first year there was only 3 books on it. Anyway, with the information that I can find. So, yeah. Because I really enjoyed the long list last year. I think there was only a couple that I sort of didn't really gel with. Well, there was one that I definitely despised, but that's not too bad out of 12 books or whatever it was, 13 books. But I and this year I've only read one so far, but I've got until the 22nd of September to do that. I'll probably read another one this week. So yeah, but I think that doing that and having a record of reading them would be good. Sue has joined us. Hello, Sue. Welcome on in. I'm working on a short story for today, House of Justice. It's about a Halloween haunted house. Nice. Love a good spooky story. This one that I'm reading, The Butcher's Daughter, is very gothic in nature. And so she's working, the main character, just to give you an idea, the main character is, so her dad was a butcher and she worked on the row. It's set in 1887, and she worked on the row in the butcher shop with her dad. Her dad cut himself and basically got blood poisoning and died. And so her and her father had to leave. They didn't own the shop. They were renting the shop. So they had, so her and her mother had to leave. And just prior to that happening, there was an accident outside their shop, and she worked in the butcher shop. So she did all the chopping up and all that sort of stuff. And so basically there was an accident with a young lad and a horse and cart, and basically she had to amputate his leg. And there was a doctor, a guy that brought him in, and he said he was a doctor and left a card. If you ever need a job, come and see me, and whatnot. Anyway, it turns out that that's where her mum was going to take her. And anyway, she goes to this house where he's at, and apparently he's a doctor and all this. But there's all these letters of correspondence going through Miss Gibson and someone in a convent and a detective and all this sort of stuff, because Miss Gibson's trying to track down this particular person and whatnot. And anyway, I don't want to give too much away, but there's one. She's at the house, and the doctor has a wife, but you never see the wife. So she's essentially locked away. She's not allowed to go in there, all this sort of stuff. She's got to earn her trust. She's not allowed to do this, not allowed to do that. And she's been taken under the wing of the head housemaid. And basically it's got there's also like talk of the Masons in it as well. And so I think the doctor is part of the Masons. Anyway, she basically goes into the doctor's surgery, and she notices that there's all these jars and stuff with body parts and whatnot. Like it's almost like he's experimenting on stuff. You don't really know what he's actually doing, like how far, like I do now, but like how far he go and all the rest of it. But there's one scene in it where she finds the wife out in the yard, and she's really frail and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, she doesn't, and basically it's so she puts her back in her room and all that sort of stuff, and the wife goes, "You need to leave," and she thought it meant the room, and then she realized, oh no, I need to leave the house. And anyway, I'm just trying to think what I can say, what I can't. Anyway, she's been warned by the wife again to leave the house, and she heard the wife calling and stuff like that, so she's gone into the room when she's not supposed to, and the wife said to her, "Lift up my nightshirt." So she's lifted up her nightshirt, and she has all these scars all over her body, like surgeries scars and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, not long after this, she goes back into the surgery again, and then there's a jar with a set of blue eyes in it. And so the husband is basically doing surgeries on the wife and taking parts from her and all sorts of stuff. Like it's pretty gruesome what he's doing. And I'm like, wow, and it's so good. Like it's narrated, it's an audio book that I'm listening to, and it's narrated so well. Like I don't want to put it down. And I started listening to it last night. And I'm like, oh, I know I can't sit up because I had a late night the night before, and it'll wreck me today. But I tell you, I wanted to sit there and read it until I finished it. So yeah. So yeah. Some nefarious stuff is going on. And there's a scene that there's a situation that's playing out with this butcher's daughter as well, and it's just like, whoa, on that. But essentially she is being a nurse now, and there's so basically the book is it says, enclosed here within with a blood-curdling correspondence of horror and intrigue based on the original Victorian Penny Dreadful that started it all. Your fingers may bleed with paper cuts as you tear through the butcher's daughter. I am spellbound. Gregory Maguire, author of Wicked, the life and times of Wicked Witch of the West. So that's just a blurb that was set. It's set in 1887. At an abandoned apartment of a missing young woman, a dossier of evidence is collected, ordered, collected, ordered, chronological, and sent to the Chief Inspector of London Metropolitan Police. It contains a frightening correspondence between an inquisitive journalist, Miss Emily Gibson, and a woman Gibson thinks may be the infamous Mrs. Lovett Sweeney, Todd's accomplice, a wicked woman who baked men into pies and sold them in her pie shop on Fleet Street, are the talk of London town, even decades after the horrendous misdeeds. As the woman relays the harrowing account of her life, from her upbringing on the Butcher's Row in the unruly streets of Victoria, London, to her daring escape from a mad doctor, her missives unlock an intricate mystery that brings Mrs. Gibson closer to the truth, even as that truth may cost her everything. A hair-raising and breathtaking novel for fans of Sarah Waters and Gregory Maguire. The Butcher's Daughter is an irresistible literary thriller that draws richly from historical sources and shines new light on the woman behind the counter of the most disreputable pie shop ever known. Sounds amazing, right? So that's why I acquired it on NetGalley, and I am not disappointed. And it does very much have that Sarah Waters vibe, and Sarah Waters is a great author. I absolutely love her writing. And so I'm pretty stoked to be listening to this. So once I've got to do a bit of housework and all that sort of stuff. I should be finished it this afternoon because I think I'm about 30% of the way through now. 46% of the way through. So I'm halfway through that. So I'll definitely finish it. That. And it was so hard because I'm like, I've got to get up and have a shower this morning while I was stitching, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, I don't want to put it down, and I don't have any waterproof headphones, and it's too hard to hear it because it doesn't. The sound doesn't travel well in my bathroom because the ceilings are so high. So yeah, I think it's actually started raining. Alfie will be out of sorts. He does not like water falling from the sky. It upsets him. That's probably why he was barking before. Wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, so the book is really good. I'm like right now it's sitting at around a 4-star read, but I think it's going to go up because things are just started to pick up. Like there's urgency in it now, so I'm pretty happy with how it's traveling. And the audiobook production is pretty good. It's not a bad production. I just think that the NetGalley app must run super slow because I went and listened to it and on Audible because I'm like, surely it can't be this slow. Because when I do a review, I basically listen to it and then I at normal speed, and then I'll move it up to what I normally, once I get a feeling of the story and all that sort of stuff, then I'll move it up to the speed that I listen to, which is usually 2 times speed on NetGalley. Because other than that, it's just way too slow. It drives me mental. But it's not like that on Audible, so I don't know. Maybe they just slow it down maybe it's just the app itself. I don't know. Don't know. Either way, I'm listening to it. And so I've done 9. This will be the 9th. I'm pretty sure the 9th. Let me just have a look. Why are you not opening? Stop being difficult. God, I hate it. Come on, sign in. Thank you. All right. NetGalley is being a bit slow. Zucchini doesn't really have a flavor unless you add flavor. It absorbs flavors really well. But yeah, it doesn't really have a flavor. It depends how you cook it too. Like you can really wreck zucchini if you're not careful. So Christina's just saying, Cud just grilled us up some burger and zucchini and corn on the cob to have to eat now. Nice. Hey, Lils, welcome on in. What's going on? So I have 32 audiobooks and I'm trying to get through them. But I'm also interspersing into Rich cannot be, they're just lies. So I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the other one I read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 9 so far with the booker. So yeah, I have to have a look because I don't think. Let me just have a look at what I've read. Because I think there was something else I read too. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's right. 8. And I'm on the 10th. Should be 9. Oh, I DNF'd one. That's why. There you go. Duh. So yeah, but anyway, it tastes really nice, but I think it infuses flavors better than it depends how you cook it. Like if you like steam it, it has a slight flavor to it. It's not intense or anything like that. But if you like add herbs or spices or anything like that, it infuses really well. Really well. So yeah. Yeah, so I've read 1 Booker Prize one as well, so which is good. So it's 1 down, 12 to go. I don't know what I'm going to read next though, which Booker one I'm going to do. Because I think if I do one a week until September, and then I can sort of do them a bit better, a little quicker. Not too sure. I'll have to make some plans. But anyway, I will let you know what I read. I think what I might do is just do the shortish ones, because there's a few short ones on there. So I think I might just do the short ones, and then at least that'll get me ahead, and it won't be so much of a rush when I get into September. So I think I might do that. So originally I was going to do all of the audiobooks and then just do the booker in September, but I thought nah, that's probably going to be cutting it too fine because I also have to get videos done for it as well, so, and reviews, and so yeah. So I'll make a decision a bit later. I'll go and have a look and see what the page count is of everything, and then because I just read Helen of Nowhere, which was only I think 141 pages, I think it was. So yeah. Hear the dogs barking across the road. They're little dachshunds. They think that they are 10 foot tall. Christina says a sweetish squash. Yeah, I love it. Zucchini bread is really good. Kind of like banana bread, but different. I also make a chocolate zucchini cake. Oh, so good. So good. It's a summer cake that I make because that's when I'm growing zucchini, but so good. The only problem is when I make it, I can eat the whole lot myself. Don't want to share it. And that's not good. It's so good with like a little bit of cream or something like that. And on top, I put like crushed nuts and chocolate drops, like choc chips. And it gives it like a nutty, charcoaly flavor. It's not burnt as such, but it just gives it like a woody flavor. So good. Yeah, I don't mind the zucchini noodles as well. Not the easiest thing to hand make. You can buy them, which I often do that because it's a lot easier for me. But I have made them in the past as well. All right. I think that's all the black. Oh, no, there's more here. Almost put them away. I think for lunch today I'm going to have some fish and rice because Savannah's getting my bok choy. So that will be a good little lunch for me. And this at the end of this month, I'll be getting a couple of barrels to take over to Brendan's and fill up with soil and stuff. And I mean, they are just spiralized, but those instead of pasta or spaghetti, yum. Yeah, no, they take a lot of time. They do, yeah. So I'm thinking of like getting a couple of barrels and just putting them over at the workshop and growing some cherry tomatoes and some herbs and all that sort of stuff over there, and some, because I eat a lot of bok choy in summer, and zucchinis and all that sort of stuff. So I'm thinking I'm going to get those and plant them over there, and because I spend a lot of time over there, and Alfie is going through a stage of digging, so if I go and put stuff in the garden, he'll just dig it up. So I'm like, not even my dog. And by the time he leaves, it's going to be too late in the growing season to do it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, I'm going to have a little bit of a break, go and make another coffee, and we will be back in 15 minutes. So let me put the all the things up that I need to put up. So we'll just get that music going, and we'll be back in 15 minutes. All right, we're back. All right. I didn't end up making another coffee. I ended up just getting some more water. And I made myself a little egg taco with a bit of taco mince in it with a tortilla, a bit of cheese. That'll get me through. I was going to wait till lunchtime, but I was actually a bit hungry. So I'll just have a late lunch, I think. And late lunch, early dinner. So, yeah, all right, let's get back into it, shall we? It's so easy to make those little tacos. So I just have the mini tortillas in my fridge all the time. And basically all I do is I open up, get the pan, like a small pan, and then I basically crack an egg, heat it up, crack an egg in it, and then just sort of break the yolk, and then put, if I've got capsicum or bell pepper, a little bit of onion. I usually have that sort of salsa mix in my fridge. I'll put some of that on it. And there was a little bit of taco seasoning from taco seasoned mince from the other day, Friday. So I put a little bit of that on there and just made it a little bit more substantial. And then basically put the tortilla on, a bit of cheese on it, put the tortilla on it and sticks to it. And then you just fold it in half like a taco and flip it over and then fold it in half like a taco. And basically, you can eat it with a knife and fork, or you can pick it up like I did just then, pick it up with your hands. And, I usually put a little bit of some sort of hot sauce on it, or a bit of sriracha, or like a sriracha mayonnaise sometimes I have here, or a bit of barbecue sauce, depending on what I feel like on the day. And it's just a quick, easy breakfast. I made them for Brennan the other day, and he's like, these are good. I'm like, I know, right? You can add a little bit of spinach or whatever if you want. I had one on for breakfast the other day on my stream. And so yeah. But I like it because it's not fatty, because I don't put any oil or anything in the pan. It's not fatty. It's not I suppose you could add bacon and stuff like that if you wanted to, but I just like it because it's just fresh, and it doesn't take long to make, and it's filling. And that's what you want, right? From breakfast, you want it to be filling. I don't know. These days, I just look at the sugar cereals, the cereals, and how much sugar that's in them, and all that stuff. Because I used to love just having a bowl of cereal, but I don't know. There's just so much sugar and crap in them these days. It's just I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I found, and I can't eat oatmeal because oatmeal gives me really bad heartburn. And I like oatmeal, but however, do not like the heartburn that comes with it. So I just avoid that now. Like, I can't even eat a biscuit with it in it. Okay, I love Anzac biscuits as well, and they've got oatmeal in it. No. Can't eat muesli bars or anything like that. I used to love eating muesli. Like, I'd have yogurt with muesli, and as every now and again I'll run the gauntlet and have it, but gee, I suffer. So yeah. I have been able to, in the past, eat steel cut oats, which aren't highly processed, so they still have all of the bran and everything on it. But I might get away with it once or twice, and then I'll have heartburn. At one stage there, just about everything I ate was giving me heartburn. I'm like, at this rate, I'll just be surviving on air and water. But yeah, I ended up getting some probiotics, and I don't think there was anything wrong with my gut or anything like that. And I just stripped my diet right back and just started adding things in that I can eat. And if it gave me heartburn, I just took it off the list. Like, I can eat white bread, but if I eat too much white bread, like overly processed bread, I'll get heartburn. It might be, I might get away with it for about a week, but then I'll start to get heartburn. So I just have sourdough bread now. And there's brands that I can buy that I can eat without a problem. So yeah. Okay. Where you going?
I accidentally grabbed a European pillowcase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be back.
No worries. I hate it when you do that. At least you can return it. So yeah, so I just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'll just eat sourdough, and yeah, and I can have that. I can have sourdough toast because I like having toast for a snack. So a couple of little bits, and the sourdough that I get, it's a Vienna loaf, so it's only small pieces as well. And yeah, so I'll have a couple of bits of toast for a snack, and with a little bit of, sometimes if I want something sweet, I'll just have jam and butter on it or something like that. I used to have that all the time when I was a kid with my granddad. He wouldn't have dessert all the time. He would have a piece of jammed bread after his dinner. He must have used, because I like rye bread too. Rye bread doesn't give me anything like in my gut or anything like that. He used to get like brown bread, so it was like a dark rye. And I've noticed that lately there's at Aldi they've been having a dark rye, and it's so good. It's amazing how quick it goes, right? It's going so quickly this morning too. I won't get all this done, but I'll try and get some of it done because we'll be finishing up soon. As I said, I'm only going to do a couple of hours stream, and we're already at an hour and a half, so way too much to do. So got to do Patreon stuff as well, get that organized. So just with the Patreon book club stuff, I did say that we were going to have a cookie in August. That was actually supposed to be September. Not August. So anyway, my Angus always called it chocolate bread. A dark rye is that pumpernickel for you? No, a dark rye is a rye bread. It's made with rye. Pumpernickel, it is made with rye, but it also has other stuff in it as well. It's a little bit more denser than rye bread. Marcus always called it chocolate bread. Come to find out, it actually does not have cocoa in it. I'm about halfway done with the bread, and then I just have the hat left, the beard, sorry, and then the hat left. Pumpernickel is a rye. Yeah, it is a rye bread, but it's got something else in it as well on that. So pumpernickel is a lot. Well, here it's a very dense bread, whereas the rye bread, that isn't pumpernickel, is actually called rye bread, made with rye flour, and isn't as dense, so you can have it as a sandwich, like so yeah. Very different. I can't even remember. There is something else. It's seeded. Yeah, it's I like the seeded rye too. Yeah. Oh, my book just started. Oops. So I'm just answering a message. So proper pumpernickel is a whole grain, made with a whole grain. It's a rye bread, but it's made with whole grain and also rye flour. So yeah. Yeah, I don't like the swell one. So yeah. And that's what gives it the denseness as well. Or here anyway. It might be different over there. And our pumpernickel bread only comes in like a small loaf like this, whereas the rye bread that you buy, which you can make sandwiches out because it's nice and soft, it comes in a normal loaf size. Need to refill this up. Yeah, it probably is. Because the pumpernickel we get here is, yeah, very, very different than what you're describing. Don't know. I'll have to look at the next time I'm down there. I'll have a look at the ingredients and see what's in there. So ours here, there's two different sorts. I don't know. I can speak. It's made again. It's made from ground wholemeal rye flour and whole rye berries, water and salt. Imported traditional styles like German pumpernickel often include dark malt extract, sugar beet molasses, and sourdough culture. It's baked slowly for up to 20 hours to get the dark color and sweet taste. So the one here that we have that I see all the time I know it has molasses in it because I've had it and I can taste molasses in it. But there's all different sorts of pumpernickel. So we may only have the German style here. And it says here, commercial imported bread supermarkets in Australia offer and only stock European brands like or Weepu, made purely of 100% rye and natural starters. Hang on, I've just got to take a phone call. I'll be back in a sec. I have to take this because it's a bank. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Been waiting for that phone call. I've been taking this sweet ass time about it. My FPOS machine is not working. So yeah. Anyway. All right. That's done. So yeah, there you go. So rye bread is we get the European style ones here, so they're a little bit denser and all the rest of it. So Sadia says my video is exporting. Nice. Love to hear it. Getting all the work done. I don't know if I'm going to get my video exported today, but I will make a little bit more progress on it. Yeah, so I'm looking forward. I'm going to, when I have lunch this afternoon, I'm going to watch an episode of Anthony Bourdain's. I've watched most of them. But then for a long while there, it was on a streaming service, a paid streaming service that we had here called Ozstar. And we didn't have it for a long time. But yeah, the other day when I was at Brennan's, I'm like, oh, sweet. And then Brennan's like, oh, God, the shit that he eats on here is disgusting. I'm like, yeah, but he's showing, like, it's so good because he's showing the culture and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's still disgusting. I'm like, rightly so. But yeah. I think I like watching shows like that because there's, like, in some cultures, there's just so, like, they use everything. So, yeah, I like that there's no waste. It's been a good crafty morning this morning. I've been crafting for nearly 5 hours. So yeah, did some stitching and all that. Oh, not quite. I think I started at, no, it'd be 4 hours, not 5. I can tell time, I promise. The wind has actually picked up here, so I dare say we're going to get a little bit of rain. I definitely feel it in the air, that's for sure. And I can start to see the first signs of spring. I've got these juniper trees. I think they're juniper trees. Are they juniper? I can't remember. But anyway, there's these trees on my street. And they lose all their leaves and everything every autumn and winter. And I'm looking out the window and I can start to see all the little buds coming onto the tree. So before we know it, they'll be beautiful and green again. And before we know it, we'll have the really noisy birds out the front again. They usually appear, the berries would start appearing probably around another week or so. They'll start to appear. And then all the parrots will come in because they'll be in that drunken parrots tree. That's what it's called. It just gets so raucous out there. But yeah. You'll hear them because when I'm live streaming. The camera's heaps better today. I don't know what happened on the weekend, but it kept just blowing out really badly. I don't know. I think maybe because the sunlight was coming in, because I do have a little cube in front of me where light's coming in, because I've got rid of the wool from there because I've got it in a basket for a project that I'm going to be doing. So yeah, I'm thinking that may be what it was, but I've got all the lights off today, which also makes it a little bit slower for me to place, because I can't, like, the shadowing makes it a little bit hard, but it was just looking terrible, like. So yeah, I just thought, I can persevere. But it might be okay today with the being overcast. It's not as much light coming in. Right. Oh, I think I've already got some open. Do I? Yes, I do. Another packet down. It's quite interesting because it is windy today, but it's not cold. Which means that a touch of spring is in the air. And tomorrow will be freezing. Who can keep up, right? And before we know it, it'll be like I'm on the face of the sun. Yep, the heavens just opened up. It is now raining. Alfie should start barking any second if he's out in the backyard. He hates it when it starts raining. He starts barking at it. Little weirdo that he is. I did say to Brent, because I said to that there's probably going to be some rain, and then Brennan went onto Facebook and he's like, yeah, there is supposed to be rain this week. And I'm like, yeah, I can tell by the scales in the sky. And he's like, what? I'm like, see how that looks like fish scales? He's like, yeah, that signifies rain's coming. It's like, oh, wow, okay. Down south is supposed to get more than what we are, but still. And come September, we'll start getting more rain, because October is the start of our wet season, but we tend to get a few days in September as well. Oh, I missed some black ones right there. It's a whole line of them. How did I do that? Might just get my other. She almost made it back in time. Right. Put the black ones back now. Got them done. I love that I've got 2 of these trays. I mean, I've got heaps of other ones too, but I like these trays a bit better. Oh, there's rumbling out there. That's unusual for a storm. Yeah, it makes sense though, because it is warm. I'm going to make some pumpkin soup this afternoon as well. I'm just going to stick it all in the slow cooker. Actually, I might cut the butternut in half, butternut pumpkin in half, and roast it in the air fryer first and then put it in. Maybe roast the onions as well and give that nice smoky flavour. Monica says, okay, I'm back from the walk with the dog. I made a mistake of wearing too many layers and it's actually too hot outside. It's raining here. Got a bit of your weather over here by the sounds of it. The weather is definitely a bit weird lately. Apparently, we're going to have a drier season than normal, so that's why Brendan and I are not too concerned about going away in summer. Because we do get a lot of flooding and stuff in summer here, so we've got to be careful where we go. We can go south and it won't be too much of an issue, but we sort of want to go to the beach and north a bit. Looking forward to getting some sun on this pasty white skin that I own. Just hanging out on the beach. Hopefully we can find some really secluded places and just feel like we're on a desert island somewhere. Campfire, stargazing, no light pollution. It was funny because we were laying there and Brendan's like, oh, there doesn't seem to be too many stars, but because we had the fire going, I said, put your hand up to block the fire. And he's like, oh my God, because of the light pollution coming from the fire, you can't see all the stars. And so if you put your hand up to block that light pollution coming in, you can actually see the stars a little bit better. And I said to him, have you ever been up to the Bunya Mountains at night? And he's like, no. I said, he goes, we can go up there and camp because we can drive up there. And I said, yeah, cool, we'll go up because it's absolutely, because it's, so there's no light pollution up there, right? After 11 o'clock at night, there's nothing. All the lights are turned out and all the rest of it. So you'll get the odd light in a house that's up there because they've got like chalets and stuff. And, but it is absolutely amazing how many stars there are just from not having any light pollution. That they often get a lot of photography groups going up there to take photos and stuff. And Savannah and I went up one night. It was so funny. Looked like bloody bandits. We're up there one night with her mobile phone. And basically we were taking photos with her mobile phone, and it was absolutely amazing how well it turned out. I'm pretty sure if I go to content, I'll just find the link. You just bear with me for a sec, because we did take the photos and shared them in a video, in a vlog video that I did. I must be doing updates on my FBOSS machine because it just started flashing. Night Sky, Divinely Designs. Right. Just seeing if I can find it. I thought we did a vlog. Let me just have a look. Wonder if blog stars. Can't find it. So weird. God, I've had some different hairdos. I'm just going through my videos, and it's just like, interesting. Maybe if I go here, Bunya Mountains. I knew I did it. Bunya Mountains, Night Sky. Oh, it was behind the scenes. That's why. All right. Copy link. Now, you will only be able to see this because this is actually an unlisted video, but I will put it in here for you. And this is what the night sky looks like up at the Bunya Mountains, which is about 45 minutes from where I am. It's a lovely place. I used to do retreats and stuff there. And I may do retreats in the future, but right now I'm just, yeah, I've got a lot of other stuff going on, but it's a beautiful place up there. Ooh, getting closer, getting closer. Quite interesting. Okay, I had this lady on the weekend, right? Wanted to purchase one of my patterns through Etsy, and apparently she was having some issues. Anyway, she contacted me, and if I send her the link, right, outside the Etsy platform, I don't have a leg to stand on if she comes back at me and says that she doesn't want the pattern anymore. It's a PDF downloadable pattern. So I have no refunds on my on those because it's a PDF pattern, right? So who's not to say that, not that it's saying that she's doing this, but who's not to say that the person downloads the pattern, then says that they can't download the pattern. So you send them a link, then that's off the Etsy platform and I have no recourse, and then they decide that they don't want the pattern anymore. And so then they'll ask for a refund. If they ask for a refund, I have to give it, but they still got the pattern, right? So anyway, she was to and froing back to me, and she was really rude, like really rude. I was very open and accommodating, understood the frustration that she was having, apologized for the delay in response because she's in the United States, I'm in Australia. But what set red flags up for me was that she was at a retreat, all right? And I've been to retreats. I've seen people do it. I've seen people share patterns and all that sort of stuff, right? So if it's a retreat, and I've had actually people that I've known buy patterns and then go to a retreat and teach that class using my pattern, but not buying a pattern for every individual person in that class. So whenever I do a retreat, that I always contact that if we're doing a pattern that I haven't designed, I always contact the seller and say, just wanted to let you know that I am doing a retreat. We're going to use your pattern. I need to buy this many patterns. Sometimes they give me a discount, sometimes they don't. Right? I don't ask for a discount. Sometimes they just give it freely, right? Because we're all small businesses. We're trying to make money, right? So anyway, I explained to her that, she was having problems. I said, okay, so if you do this, that, and the other. And her response to me, she goes, thank you for telling me what I already knew. And I'm like, okay. And then I replied to her and I said, okay, I understand your frustration and all the rest of it. I said, but I don't feel comfortable emailing you outside the Etsy platform. It's the policy that we use the Etsy platform and all that sort of stuff and whatnot. And anyway, I was professional, polite, all that sort of stuff, right? And then again, it come back at me, if you must, because I said, look, you mentioned that you're at a retreat. I just want to make sure that that you understand that if are you doing it individually, because it's for individual use only, it's not for teaching or mass production, right? Not that I can police that, but I can at least somewhat police it, right? And so I'm like, and then she goes, if you must know, and it was the tone in which she wrote, and that was the tone that she was putting forward. So this was happening on Saturday after I finished. This was Saturday afternoon, just before I was heading over to Brendan's, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to leave this alone. That I'll deal with this because I'd finished work, right? And so I'll deal with this on Monday. That anyway. I got a message from her this morning saying that she was back home, and like I sent that message about, being at a retreat that people have to, you'll have to individually buy it and all that sort of stuff, right? And I no sooner sent that message, and then about 3 minutes later, it could be complete coincidence, someone purchased the pattern, right? And then I didn't hear anything from this woman for the rest of the weekend. And then this morning she said she's back home. And her message this morning was quite rude again. And I'm like, I have been nothing but nice to you, and you're just like being so rude. There is no need for this. Anyway, she goes, if you must know, I'm at a retreat and we each work on our own project. I am aware of the sharing thing. This is not my first rodeo. And that's when I went on Saturday. You know what? I'm finished work. I'm not dealing with this. I don't work on Sundays. I'm not dealing with this until Monday. Anyway, I didn't message her or anything early this morning. I just thought I'll do that in the course of the day. And then she sent me a message at 7:37 this morning. I'm back home now and still unable to get the PDF through Etsy. When asking for help from Etsy, it says to contact the seller, which is you, for help. If you can't or won't send me the PDF to my email, then the next step is to contact Etsy customer service. This should not be that hard, and never in capital letters have I had a problem with the seller sending me my email. I work from my phone, not a computer, and I have the library printed for me. Let me know if I need to contact Etsy, seeing you seem to not be able to help. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm like, listen here, lovey, like, don't start my Monday morning off like that. And so I basically just went, you know what? I don't have to deal with you. I'll refund your money, and then I don't have to deal with you on that. So, and I just said, thank you for getting back to me. I'm sorry to hear that you are unable to access your PDF through Etsy. I completely understand how frustrating this situation has been for you. As I have been unable to resolve the download issue for you through Etsy platform, I am now issuing you a full refund, the amount you paid for the pattern. It is my company policy that digital patterns purchased through Etsy are delivered through the Etsy platform, and I do not email purchase patterns files directly to customers outside of Etsy. While I understand that you may have had other Etsy sellers email you files in the past, this is the policy I follow for my business and my digital patterns. I appreciate that it is frustrating for you as a customer, particularly as you were looking forward to making the bag. I hope that you can also understand that I need to follow policies that I have in place for my business. As the purchase has now been fully refunded, there is nothing further you need to do in regarding this order from my end. You are, of course, welcome to contact Etsy customer service regarding the difficulties you experience accessing the digital purchase through the phone. I'm sorry that we were unable to get the download working for you on this occasion, and I do appreciate your interest in my pattern. Kind regards, Nicole from Divinely Designs. All right, so that's what I wrote for her. But had she not been rude, I probably would have gone that extra mile. But I'm just like, you know what? I don't have to tolerate this behavior from you. And it was from the get-go. Like, it was just rudeness from the get-go. And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that. And like their first response was, thank you for the info that I already know. Every so often I have problems trying to download it. But it's just like, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing that. It's my company policy. And yeah, and I refused it, and I haven't heard anything from her. But what pissed me off this morning is that she sent that message and then directly left a review saying I was not helpful when I have replied to every single message and I was trying to sort it out. And she never gave me the opportunity to try and sort it out and help her out on that. And I just thought, you know what? I don't need to deal with you. I'm done. But by shutting that door this morning, I've had 4 sales. While I've been on with you, and there's been 3 this morning while I've been on with you, rather, and 1 just looking before, and 1 while I was asleep. So by closing that door, that it's yeah. But I wasn't going to let her wreck my day. Like, it was very frustrating for me too, because she, like, honestly, I've never had that situation where I've had issues. The only issue I've ever had is someone purchased and I've been on Etsy for 14 years. And so I sell digital downloaded, like digital products on there, because I've got like my magazine on there and I've got a few patterns on there and all the rest of it. It's just an easy platform to put it up. I don't have to worry about it or anything like that. It's just super easy for me. And yeah, I pay fees and whatnot, but it doesn't bother me. And it's almost like a set and forget, right? And I can list 999 PDF patterns, right? And I don't have to go in there every week or whatever the case may be. And so, yeah, and I've never had an issue where someone hasn't been able to download something. I haven't had a situation where the person has said that it's been a corrupted file or anything. And I'm just like, I just don't feel comfortable emailing someone outside of the Etsy platform. I've used Etsy for that reason, because it's secure. It's the same as eBay. You know, like, you're not allowed to email people or sell things off the platform. Like, you can't email someone directly and try and work out a deal to get a better price or anything like that. Like, the policies are in place to make it fair for everybody on that. But yeah, I just went, you know what, I don't need this. There was no need for you to be rude. And as I said, I've said to Brendan in the past, I'm not dealing with Karens or Kevins anymore. Anytime they do that sort of stuff, I am not giving them airplay. I'm just going to shut it down. And he's like, yeah, it's the best way to do it. Just, yeah. And he's doing the same thing as well. He has what he calls it the dickhead rule. So, and it's like, so in his phone, he'll actually put dickhead rule implied. So he won't answer the phone to that person. But there was no need for her to be that way, like from the get-go, like just rude from, like, I understand that she was probably a little bit frustrated because she sent me a message at 2:00 in the morning, my time. And basically, I'm asleep. That. So, but as soon as I woke up and seen it, I emailed her straight away. And I was professional and I was nice, and she was just rude. And so this morning I just went, you know what? And then I said to Savannah, I said, am I being silly? She goes, no. She goes, that is so rude. Like, so rude, because Savannah's in customer service as well. Brianna is here. Hello. I'm currently working on my journal. Nice. Jean's also here as well, reading Ministry of Witches, and did some granny squares today. Nicely done. I'm going to do some granny squares later on tonight on the daisy, on my daisy blanket. I think I've found a better way to do the magic circle, so I'm going to give that a try. I'm sorry about your experience, Nicole. Her attitude was uncalled for. I'm glad you handled it well. Yeah, like, I didn't. I mean, the petty side of everybody's got a petty side, right? And the petty side of me was, you know, like, buggy you and you know, and all that sort of stuff. But if nothing else, I'm always professional when it comes to, you know, that sort of stuff. It's just not worth it getting into it with someone who is already combative to begin with. Like, there was no need for her to be like that. Like, had she not been combative from the start, that I probably could have worked something out and resent it to her or something like that through the Etsy platform. But I just, yeah. And then her whole attitude was like, and the thing is though, like, Etsy actually says, like, when you go and look up their policies, they actually say in there, you can email them, but just so you know, we won't be covering that refund fees or anything like that. So yes, they've paid for it and I will send the full refund back, but I still have to pay the fees on it. So if I do it outside the platform, I have no recourse. And then basically they also scan all the emails and messages that come into the Etsy platform. So basically they can see that she, like, what I've done, and I've followed protocol basically, because even though I use an Etsy store, there's still protocols that you've got to email the buyer and all that sort of stuff, and you've got to try and resolve it. And I did try to resolve it but we got to this morning and she was just flat out rude. And I don't work on Sundays. I'm sorry. I understand that you're away at a retreat and all that sort of stuff, but I'm also in Australia. I'm like hours in front of you, and you've emailed me while I was asleep. I've responded. I apologize for the late delay that I'm in Australia, so the time zones can be tricky and all that sort of stuff. I directed her to how to download everything. And then she was just still being a Karen about it. So I'm just like, I'm done. I actually don't have to take that from you on that. So, and so I just, and Etsy makes it super easy to refund as well. It's just a click of the button and it's done. And I responded with that email that I just read out to you. And basically, they make it super easy, and they correspond with me saying that they'll tell you that the refund has been delivered because it's done through their platform. So she can't come back and say that she never received anything or anything like that. So the order's been cancelled and whatnot. So yeah, and like, to be honest, I print stuff through the library all the time, and I print stuff from Etsy all the time. That using my phone, and if you're going to print at the library, then they have computers for you to use to print because it's connected to their thing. I do it all the time, like, and it's just like, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not emailing you that, because if I email that to, because it's in my Google Drive, right? So I email that to her, then she can share that link with everybody that's at the retreat. And that's the feeling that I got from the messages, that you're pissy because you've seen this, you've told everybody about it, and now you can't download it. That's how, and I know it's terrible to think that of people, but that's the feeling I had in my gut. And so I just went, no, we're going to do this the proper way. I mean, there's nothing to stop her from doing that after she's downloaded it from Etsy, but as I said, if I send her the link, then she can share that link. So, and I'm like, no. So yeah, and that's where we ended up. I'm guessing that she's not very happy, but I also wasn't very happy with how she spoke to me, because, like, I don't know whether it's because they're on the computer that they think they have that anonymity, that they can just say what they want and there's no repercussions for it. I'm not too sure whether that's the case, or whether maybe she's just like that in real life and that's what she's like all the time. So, but I decided that I wasn't going to put up with stuff like that from people anymore. Because it's upsetting my chi dealing with all these people. So yeah, it's like and that's what I'm doing now. I'm just like, no, you can have the attitude you want. You can go and have that attitude with yourself in the mirror or something. I don't wish it on anybody else, but I also don't have to tolerate it either. And like, she still, like, even before she what made me just refund her was the fact that she threatened me with going to Etsy, and I'm like, that's fine because I've followed all the protocols. And you can do that because I've done everything right on my end. And she still wrote she wrote a review saying that that I wasn't helpful. I'm like, there was no pleasing this one. So I pleased myself. And I mean, it's inevitable. You're going to get tossy bloody customers every now and again, but for the most part, like, I think I've had one email. I've done like 1,300 sales, and there's been a few physical sales. So probably about 800 of them have been downloadable ones, right? And I had one customer just recently that purchased the pattern, and she'd obviously listened to it on YouTube in French, and then went to her Etsy store, which would have been in French, and then purchased the pattern, but it was in English. And she contacted me and said about that it was in English and she doesn't read English very well, because she even typed to me in French. So I had to translate it, which you can do that through Etsy. And so I said to her, I can translate it for you, but it'll just take me 24 hours. And she was happy with that. And we corresponded backwards and forwards. I wrote back to her in French, explaining what I was going to do, and then she wrote back to me, because you could just use ChatGPT, right, to translate for you, or Google Translate, right? And so I did all that, and she was really happy with that. And then I sent the pattern off to, I actually sent her the pattern through Etsy, because there was that documentation. So, but I'm not willing to send a link outside of Etsy, because then I've got no control over it, right? And because she'd already purchased the pattern and Etsy could see that I was rectifying the situation, and then you go and look at all my reviews on that, there's a couple there where a lot of Americans get really shitty when patterns are in metric, because you guys work in imperial, right? And so they get really shitty with me because it's in metric, but then it's in imperial, in brackets. And I say at the beginning of my pattern, you either work in metric and follow these cutting ones, or if you are working in imperial, so inches and yards, you do what's in parentheses, right? And so that's at the beginning of my pattern, in bold, highlighted, right? So you can't miss it. It's right underneath the picture, and with a big capital letters. Please note that on the very first page, right before the cutting instructions. So there's been a couple of people that have still given me 4 stars, but said that it was a little bit confusing. So it was constructive stuff, right? But I have never had someone say that they've never been able to download off their phone or their computer on that. And I've been on platform for 14 years. And I sell a lot of digital products. So it was just like, I'm sorry, but no. But anyway, I sorted it. Chris says, some people are determined to be upset. It's a good that you remained professional. If nothing else, I always remain professional. And if I'm struggling to remain professional because they're being belligerent, then I'll use ChatGPT to write their email. I'll take their belligerent email, put it into ChatGPT and go, can you please write me a reply that is professional, and, I'll put in what I want in the email and all that sort of stuff, and then he'll just reword it for me, and it takes my attitude out of it then. So, yeah, because, I'm human, and when people could do that to you, you tend to get a little bit pissy. And whatnot. Brianna says, I work with clients for work as well, and sometimes people forget kindness will get them further than petty attitudes. That's exactly right. I was so tempted to type back, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, but I refrain from doing that. So, yeah. It's... that lady that purchased it thinking that it was in, and it was my bad, because I didn't even think that YouTube auto dubs now for Italy, German, and French, right? Italian, German, and French, right? They auto dub, and I think Spanish as well. I didn't even think that my videos might get pushed out to those areas, and then the people, are using their platforms on their computers in their language. I didn't even think for one moment to put in this pattern is in English, but now I've got a French pattern as well. So I'm planning on transcribing all of my patterns into French, German, and Spanish and whatnot, and have those listings. I only have to have one listing, but I can have those downloads attached to it, and then people can make the decision from there. It's going to take me a while to do it. I figured I might do it during the summer when I'm away, spend half an hour on it or something each day, and I'll get it done. or when we've got service and stuff like that, or if it's raining, I can do some of that while Brendan watches a bit of TV or whatever. But yeah, I didn't even think of that, right? Like, so, but anyway, but you know, she could have very well gone off at me and been, you know, oh, you didn't put in your description, and all the rest of it. But no, she chose to go, oh, hey, I've purchased this pattern. It's in English. I don't, you know, like, she was very nice and sweet about it. And like, a lot of people say French people are rude. She was very sweet. She wasn't rude to me at all, and we solved the problem for her, you know, like, and I know that when she goes to write that review, it's going to be a nice review because I helped her and all the rest of it. But I didn't even get the opportunity with this one this morning to rectify the situation. That, I mean, she was never going to get the outcome she wanted anyway, but still, like, I was nothing but professional and helpful, and you still did that. So you can just not have my pattern at all now. And I mean, she's probably mentioned it at the retreat that she was going to make, because it's called Dee Dee's Mountain Retreat Bag, right? So people make it at retreats because they're there for a few days and all the rest of it. And it, you know, there's videos to go with it and whatnot. And so she's obviously mentioned it. She might have mentioned it, and you know, maybe a few people might purchase it from that. So, but yeah, I feel sorry for people that are like that all the time. I feel sad because it feels like that they just don't have any joy in their life, and they feel like that they've got to make everybody else feel miserable. For me, like, if I'm feeling miserable, I'd rather be upbeat and try and, you know, get out of the funk or whatever. I know it's hard for some people. Like, I'm not disputing that there's, you know, mental illness out there and it's very hard for people and all that sort of stuff. But I would rather be the you know, be there and be upbeat and all that sort of stuff, and not try and drag people down. I mean, sometimes it's inevitable. You just can't get yourself out of that funk. But yeah. Like, I even had some people that are beginners and have made the bag and are absolutely wrapped with it. Like, because while it looks like a super complicated bag, it actually isn't. There's some tricky bits, but I'll give you tips and tricks, and like, there's it's 4 videos to go with it as well. How'd you get in there? Gonna have to ask. I just realized you can't even see what I'm doing around the eye. Let me just bring it back this way. There we go. Da, 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 da. I must have bumped the camera. So on my daisy blanket, I figured if I do 1 or 2 a day over the next couple of months, I should have it finished by the end of the year, because I need another 60. So yeah. So I'm going to try and do a couple, at least 1 a day on that. So because it doesn't take long to do 1, and then once I'm doing 1, I'll probably do 2, you know. So just trying to get some of my projects finished, move them on. Oh, excuse me. I might even do a crochet whip and chat for Sunday's video. Ow. Looks like a very angry cat right now. Doesn't it? It's like, oh, that cat's about to rip my face off. All right, I think that's all of those colours. Oh, some more down here. There we go. See, it's good to double check. Americans and Brits tend to have the worst manners when it comes to customer service. Oddly, they can also be the nicest. You just never know which version you're going to get. Yeah. About to place the last 2 drills, and they are big uns. Nice. You're on a roll this week, Christina, with your diamond painting. That's the second one this week, right? That's awesome. I have not started reading Ballad yet. I think I might start it today, actually, and make that book 10. As I said, I've got to write some reviews this afternoon because I am not getting to the end of the month and writing however many reviews that I have to write. So yeah, there's that. I have got notes and stuff, so it'll be easy enough to do that. I will definitely get at least 2 or 3 done. And even if I don't get them all done this afternoon, I'll get some more done tonight when I get back from Brendan's. We get these brioche buns from oh, it's only the picture. So the backgrounds are like it's a partial. So we get these brioche buns from Costco, and they're huge. Look, where's the camera? They're about this big, right? They're absolutely massive, but they're really good for like we have bacon and egg rolls on Sundays and all the rest of it. Anyway, Brendan is not a huge fan of freezing bread and then using it later on down the track. Like he'll use it for toast and stuff like that, but he won't eat a sandwich or, make a burger out of it or whatever the case may be. And anyway, the other day I took over some frozen ones. I said, look, I know that you don't, but you're going to toast it anyway. Anyway, he didn't. He just warmed it up and then like on top of the bacon as it was cooking. And he's like, he goes, these are even better after they've been frozen because they just become really soft and really nice. So he's getting some more today. And I said, get some foil and whatnot because I'll wrap them up and freeze them. So he's going to grab a couple because we probably won't be going down to Brisbane for at least, like I'll be down in Brisbane on the 22nd because I've got a yarn festival to go to. But I won't be going to because that's only a couple of weeks away. So unless he comes down with me, he might go and do it. And then, but I don't think he's going to come down with me, to be honest. So, yeah. But anyway, as I said, I am going to make it a short one today. And I'm going to wrap it up. Now I just need the frame. Yeah, that's fair. That's the worst part about doing all the dime paintings is getting all the frames. I'm pretty lucky here. There's a place called frameshop.com.au, and they mail out. So, because we don't have a frame shop here where I live, but there is one, but it's super expensive, right? Like it's like super expensive. So, but there's this place called frameshop.com.au, and they send stuff out, and and you can get like what do you call it? Like the cardboard that goes around it, like the they call it. Oh, I can't think of what they call it. But anyway, you've got your frame, and then you've got another, like you got your frame, and then you've got a bit of cardboard, and then another bit, and then you got your picture. So they send that out with it, and you can get glass or perspex, and I generally get the perspex for my diamond painting, unless of course it's going into like a kitchen or the bathroom, right? Like, because there's moisture there, so I'll have glass instead. So I get from there, and they send the stuff out, which is absolutely fantastic because they're not expensive either for their shipping, which is really good too. It's nice to get a shop that doesn't charge like a wounded bull for shipping. So I appreciate the fact that they do that. So I tend to shop there all the time, and I will be getting the frame for this one from there as well. So it'll make it nice and easy for me. All right. On that note, I have finished for today. As I said, I've got a few other things I've got to get done today. So I'm just packing myself up so it's all neat and tidy. And I will be back tomorrow at the same time for another couple of hours. So tomorrow, actually, I don't know whether I'm going to start early or not. So I may end up starting a little bit earlier tomorrow and just doing a couple of hours, and then hanging out with Seluna for the BookTube Coven, because I really don't want to be in 2 places at once again, because that was very stressful. So I'll probably only do a couple of hours here and then do a couple of hours over with Seluna. So we'll see how we go. It just depends how my night sleep goes and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Most of them I don't frame, but this one I may want to. That's fair enough. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it, Christina. Thanks for hosting today. Have a beautiful day. I will. I think that just before I scoot off and do anything, I might actually do my granny squares now and get them done, because they'll only take me half an hour to do at least one. There are a couple I want for when I redo the bathroom, in which it needs to be sealed. The humidity does not get in. That's exactly right. Nicole. I figured out how to fix my very loose cast on. I've learned how to do it with a long cast tail. That was the other one I was trying to think of the other day. Long cast. Now that you've said it, it's come back to me. That was the other one. Did it work? Cool. I wanted to slip that in before you left. It's awesome. Thank you. You can email me anytime, hun, too, on that about crafty stuff. I'm always open for that. And also in the public Discord, there is a crafty channel there, so you can also put any questions or anything there as well. So yeah, no worries. Thank you for being here, everybody, and thank you all for keeping me company and on track with my diamond painting. I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much, Sadia, for being here. Tomorrow is Coven Day. That's right. It is. You definitely work an absolute game changer. Okay, cool. Long tail. As soon as I read that, I that was the one. I remember the other day when I was saying there was another way of doing it, and I can't remember what it was. That was it. So thank you for that. I might go and check that out as well. I'm not doing any knitting right now, but I'm doing a lot of crochet. I do want to do some knitting. I want to make a garment, but I'm so new at knitting, so I want to do a couple of just squares to get my tension back up and all the rest, because it's been a long time. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I really do appreciate it. And of course, as I said, we will be back again tomorrow at the same time, maybe a bit earlier. We'll see how we go. But I hope you all have a fantastic day, no matter where you're watching from. And of course, I will see you in the next video. Bye.